Yo guys, it's Evelyn. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about my autism and how far I've come as far as my latest videos on my autism spectrum disorder. And what I do about this is, have it in an effective way, So I'm going to tell you guys about what it's like. So I'd like to say that it's been kind of an awkward experience because I've been through a lot, and there are times that, that it gets really difficult for me, and, I get overwhelmed and overstimulated, and sometimes there are times where I see a lot of things, like, I remember going to graduation to see my friends graduate, and I couldn't handle it because I was too overwhelmed. Like, there was so much going on in my head. I was crying. I was in tears. There was so much going on. Like, I was overstimulated. Like, all the sounds were all ringing in my ears, and everything was all, I was moving back and forth, and I couldn't get to my spot. I sat down, and I was all tired and pacey, and I was about to panic, and I was about to pass out, and it was awful. And I was basically panicking and everything. It was awful. But I'd like to tell you guys about what I do to get past those situations and what I do to help myself when those situations are happening. One of the classic things that I do is I just book it and leave. I'm not saying that booking it and leaving is the best thing to do, but it's one of the things that helps me is if I go and leave for a second, go take a deep breath, go to the bathroom, take a break, stuff like that happens. Or if I'm in a store, if I'm at my job and something is really bothering me, I go to management and I tell them, hey, I'm having an issue right now. Yeah, stuff like that. That's what happens. I don't just leave. I tell them, hey, I'm having an issue right now. Can I please just take a break? Another thing that I do really well is I communicate. I communicate my problems and I state my problems really well. If I'm having a problem, and no matter the cause, no matter what I'm thinking, no matter what it is, I tell people what the exact problem is. I tell people, I'm having a really big issue right now. There is something really, really traumatic going on in my life, and it's something that I'd like to talk to you guys about. Something like that. And I usually talk to my loved ones, my friends, my family, stuff like that. I talk to people and I communicate my problems out, and that really helps. Another thing that I do is I try to stay in the moment. I know that, when you're having autism meltdowns or autism overstimulation, you are often spinning in your head. Your head is basically spinning around, and you're telling yourself, this is all that happening, this is all that happening, and the best way to do that is to reality check yourself. And to be honest, it's hard for me to do that myself, but I can do it. Because I haven't quite got there yet, but I'm going to be able to do it soon, as soon as possible. But the best way to do it is give yourself a reality check and tell yourself things like that, and start taking a deep breath and meditating. I mean, meditating is something that I've done, and it's something that helps calm myself down and get myself to stop spinning in my head. It kind of helps a lot. Another thing that I do is when I'm having troubles, I get my phone or whatever, or my MP3 player, and I get some earbuds and I listen to music for a moment. I just listen to the good music, and I just soothe myself with my music and help soothe my brain and get ready to be activated and be active, and that's an awesome thing. Fill your brain with something pleasant. If you have constant things that you're continuously seeing and continuously putting your mind with, and constantly putting, awful thoughts in there, constantly putting bad things in there, stay away from the bad stuff. Just focus on the good. Just start filling your brain with pleasant things like what's another pleasant thing to look at? Like if you like a good cartoon, if you like to listen to music, if you like a good book, if you like journaling positive things about yourself, if you like being grateful for things, writing down the things that you're grateful for. Those are things that'll put you in a positive mindset and will set you forward for a good life. And that's why people are telling me, oh, I love your positive energy. I love everything about your positive and, mental state. I mean, that's amazing because I'm more mentally stable than a lot of people that I know, so I'm not gonna say, yeah, that's not a good thing to say, but anyway, I am, to be honest, and it takes a lot to realize that there's a lot of things, it's gonna be fine. If you have a passion of yours, if you have something that you're really good at, if you have something that's special about yourself, I always put that in consideration and tell yourself, there's something special about this, you need to keep going forward with this passion. Like I am right now, I'm speaking with you, I can speak my opinion, I can speak my voice, not just opinion, but I can speak my voice in a logical, ethical manner, like I am right now. I mean, it's in my own Evelyn way, but that doesn't mean it's bad, it just means that it's in my own way. There's a thing that I do that's called Evelyning, which everybody tells me. This is classic Evelyn. She has all this stuff going on in her head. She has all this stuff that she's making it like shit and just being cynical and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what they call classic Evelyn. But then what they call the good side of Evelyn is when she's being happy, she's being positive about herself, she's putting out the great personality, and she's trying to be the best version of herself. Is when it's the good side of me. The bad side is definitely got its horrible faults. I'm not a perfect person, nobody is, so when you're thinking constantly that I'm a happy, perky, awesome person, that just means that I'm excited to make the video. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm always going to be that way throughout the day. So yeah, I've made videos constantly and I put myself out there as, this happy, perky person, which I already am. I kind of am at some aspects. I'm a very positive-minded person, but that usually means that I'm just excited to make the video and speak my voice. It doesn't necessarily mean that anything, right? So, the real me would be kind of odd for me to just go out and just talk to you guys about. It's kind of odd, right? I mean, right now I'm sitting on my futon and talking to you guys about shit while I could be, cleaning the house. But, it's my decision. I want to speak my voice. I want to do all this kind of stuff and motivate you guys to do good. So yeah. But as far as my autism goes, it hasn't slowed me down. I still have my moments. I still have my autism moments because I'm classic autism. But, I've actually, since I'm classic autism, I've actually grown quite a bit. Like, to the point to where it's not as noticeable anymore. I do have those social awkward moments, those problems with my hands, I have hand gesture problems because I'm not usually using my hands in these videos like I'm showing you because it's difficult. And posting eye contact to the audience that I'm trying to display because there's so much stuff around the room to get distracted by. Like, there's these movies, there's this tote, there's these lights, there's these colors, there's everything that is distracting in this room, and I'm trying to not get distracted by everything in there when it's kind of uncomfortable. It kind of makes me uncomfortable to kind of stare at this screen constantly. It does, to be honest. It makes me uncomfortable to, it feels like I'm staring at them if I'm giving them complete eye contact 100% of the time. I mean, I give them eye contact about 95% of the time, or 85% of the time sometimes, but that's because I'm getting better. But 85% of the time to 94% of the time, I'll give them eye contact, but it really makes me uncomfortable to do it all the time. It does. It really does. It feels like I'm staring at them or I'm being stared at, and it kind of, it gives me a shiver feeling. But it's something, the thing that you gotta do is you have to be uncomfortable, is one of the things that I'm learning, to move on. You gotta be uncomfortable to learn, Try to learn from being uncomfortable. I mean, I get uncomfortable by doing stuff constantly, like, I'll put myself in a situation that I'm uncomfortable in just to kind of learn, just to kind of have something to change. I mean, if I'm uncomfortable with somebody, if I'm uncomfortable doing something, then that happens. I mean, it's how we learn. But yeah, I get uncomfortable with a lot of things, but that just means that I'm moving on and I'm learning. So I'd like to say a thanks to everybody who is tuning in on this video, and I would like to see you guys in the next video. So stay strong, keep smiling, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys!